Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We haven't talked about it in a special video, but it's time to talk about the Ripple lawsuit. It's been delayed. The resolution has been delayed until April 2023. Now, I think that's the most optimistic scenario. Of course, the Ripple, the XRP pro lawyers are saying that's the last possible date. But, we've heard from Hogan and Deaton before, like last year around this time, that April 2022 was probably going to be the pretty much the ultimate last possible day this gets resolved, and obviously now it's been pushed back for a year. So we know it's at least going to 2023, but I wouldn't be surprised if it stretched into 2024 or even longer. Now, what this actually means, I don't think that it's really that bad for Ripple from a legal basis. I think their case is pretty solid. I still think they're going to get a pretty good resolution, but it does delay them. And it does actually give time for some of the banks to work on their own projects. It's not really so much about Ethereum, I don't think, that actually is the problem with XRP. I think it's like some of the Swift stuff that's coming out, like Project Dunbar, a lot of countries collaborating, like the stablecoin systems that are actually coming up. It's not really so much Ethereum. Ethereum isn't really after the global payments market. Never really has been. Ethereum is more like smart contracts, DeFi, such and such. XRP is really not a competitor in like smart contracts. It doesn't have its own smart contracts. It's still depending on Flare. And like DeFi and XRP more or less doesn't exist. So it's not really competing with those things from Ethereum. Like, are they trying to give Ethereum a free pass? Maybe. But I think the threat from XRP actually comes from the banks themselves. Stuff like Project Dunbar. And, them basically just using stablecoins in their own internal systems to solve this issue, which, we've seen Swift Instant, Swift Go, where they can basically have settlement within a few minutes of sending a transaction. And I think banks have actually had this capability for a long time, because if you're like one of the high prioritized clients of the banks, you can easily get same day settlement or same day payment across the world anytime you want. It's just that most of us don't have access to that. And if we want access to that, we have to pay. Now, banks can give us that, but they'd rather have us pay premiums because they like to make money off of us. It's not that they can't do it. It's that they want to have more money off us. But now with the new competition coming in, it probably does force them to try to scale these solutions up even more. And any delay time that Ripple gets gives these banks the time to scale up these solutions, which they've already had for probably decades, but they just never really bothered to scale them up because there was no real competition. Therefore, they felt no real need to scale them up. But that will actually be competition for XRP. Now, will this actually end in 2023? I'm not really sure, because we thought it would for sure end in 2022, but it's dragged out until 2023. And like that date that we have set in April is without all the appeals and without everything else. This could easily drag into late 2023 and into 2024. And the SEC has their ways of delaying, and it looks like the judges themselves that are presiding over this case are going to let the SEC delay all they actually want. And basically, Ripple does not have too much choice to file an objection because they actually agreed to the extension. And I don't know if the SEC files for more extensions, can they successfully object to those things? So I do think XRP will still grow and basically go up and down with BTC. I don't think it'll go up as much as like a lot of the other major coins, because I don't really know why, but Flare just still hasn't launched it. I thought it was going to actually launch in March, but it didn't launch. We don't really know when Flare is actually going to launch, or if it's ever really going to launch, because every time we seem to have a day for Flare, they kind of like push it back more or less. So like, you're already behind on the smart contracts, you're behind on the DeFi, and if Flare is waiting until this lawsuit resolves to actually launch its smart contracts, you're going to be waiting another year and a half while everyone else is locking up TVL. Remember, it's not only Ethereum in that you have to compete against. You have to compete against Cardano, Solana, Luna, all these things. And a lot of these networks don't really have the capacity problem that ETH has. They don't have the fees problem. They don't have the speed problem, because they have like low fees and high speed as well. So you're losing basically based on that. So no, anyone who actually wants to make passive income, which is basically everyone during a bear market, is going to jump to those chains as well. So the thing is, like, legally, it does not put XRP in a bad spot, because I still believe their case is fairly strong, and delay tactics might delay, but they still might get a favorable ruling. However, like, business-wise, it does put them in a bad spot, because you just delayed it for another year and possibly more. I mean, everyone in the XRP army, including the lawyers, think now it's going to resolve in 2023. but they all thought it was going to resolve in 2022. In fact, like Hogan and a bunch of the others actually said there was a decent chance it would resolve in like May 2021, and then July 2021, and then September 2021. And none of those things actually happened. So I would put like right now, April 2023 as the most optimistic date right now. There is a small chance for a settlement, but with the SEC playing this as it is, I don't think that's actually going to happen at least until next year. And this could easily drag on until 2024 or possibly even later. So right now, like if you're in XRP, it is a very, very long-term hold. And honestly, it's losing its technological edge against some of these other coins. And I do think you want to look into other coins that actually have yield farming, staking, and these things right now. Because, like yield farming and staking, if you're cashing out as you're going along, that's money in the bank. You don't want to you don't want to like put your thing on like, all your money in like this extravagant hope that may never happen. You want money in the bank right now. And then like once you get the money in the bank, you can put your hope in this extravagant thing in the future. But right now, you gotta find some way to put money in the bank. And the thing is, like, I believe the other coins, even while you're putting money in the bank, will perform just as well. So that's why it puts XRP in a hard business spot, because it doesn't have passive income right now, like a lot of the other chains. Well, pretty much all the other chains. I don't know why Chainlink doesn't have it, but I mean, pretty much everyone else basically has it. And you're really not going to get out of this conundrum until at least next year. So any pump and dumps with XRP, I think, can easily be matched by all the other coins. Plus, you don't have this conundrum that's actually built in, and you have passive income. So right now, XRP really is not a great investment, despite some of the pump and dumps that may come because of Upbit and the Korean pump and dumpers, which tend to pump and dump XRP and other coins as well. So unless you know when they're going to pump and dump, I do think other top 10 coins are just a better investment right now. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.